Good evening, race fans, and welcome back to Kansas. Our first night race there for our championship race at Kansas Speedway. WFO Racing Network is going to be brought to you in part by Amy Contracting and Rig Radio. Stand by and we'll get right to the Yellow Brick Road 300.
KDMS 120.
So high, now we're rising up. Are you ready now? Turn it up. Hey, are you ready for this? Oh, I can see my name under big lights. It sure looks good to me. I'm coming up now, I'm ready for the big time. I'm gonna be hard to beat. Oh, I'm a hard act to follow, got a big reputation. Oh, hold on, hold on, hold on now. Are you ready for this? Are you ready for this? Are you ready for this now? Are you ready for this? Are you ready for this? Are you ready for this? Are you ready for this now? Are you ready for this? Now take it to the street. You ain't seen nothing like this now. Let me hear your hands clap. It's my time, I'm back on my feet now. I'm taking on the world. I never miss a beat, that's the way I roll. You can watch me doing it. Hold on, hold on, hold on now. Are you ready for this? Are you ready for this? Are you ready for this now? Are you ready for this? Are you ready for this? Are you ready for this? Are you ready for this now? Are you ready for this? Now take it to the street. I can feel it coming. Can you feel it coming? You got one life, come on, take hold of it, that's right. Now don't let go of it. Hold on, hold on, hold on now. Are you ready for this? Are you ready for this? Are you ready for this now? Are you ready for this? Are you ready for this? Are you ready for this? Are you ready for this now? Are you ready for this? Are you ready for this?
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land
Good evening, race fans, all the way from the state of Kansas. That's right, Kansas. Toto, I don't think this is Kansas anymore. Anyway, WFO Racing Network is brought to you in part by Amy Contracting, Rig Radio, and Rig Radio. I will be your host tonight, Dead Man Strolling, and we're going to have a blast. We have 25 trucks on the track tonight. Chuck Sweeney, Craig Sykes, Richard Holland, Dakota Floyd, John Wimbish, Justin Ritchie, Roy Hyde, Nick Hunt, Tommy Haynes, Rick Fragone, LZ Daly, TJ Lee, Brian Miskell, Michael McCulley, Brad Patterson, Ivan Jones, John Sanu, Vern Bradley, Sean Hopkins, Burt Wilson, Glenn Jameson, Austin Wagner, Paul Patterson, Steve Seegers, and Travis Smith. We're going to have a hell of a show for you, and it is going to be a blast. Our first race of the championship here at WFO Racing WFO Racing Network Truck Series. Son of a gun. I did it. How's everybody doing tonight? Oh, that's irritating music. Oh, my goodness. Why the network requires us to play that, I have no idea. Anyway, Kansas. I don't have any facts. I just don't. I don't know shit about Kansas. Just being honest. There we go. Current temperature, 74 degrees. 41% humidity. Clear skies with slight wind at 9 miles an hour. Isn't that pretty? Isn't that pretty? Well, we're going to be standing by here. We got started a little early tonight. We're going to be standing by here for, I guess, qualifying. Justin Ritchie right there in the 55 is coming out on the track. We will try to keep track of all their qualifying. What's going on, Austin? How you doing tonight? Here comes a 00 Roy Hyde. Steven Seegers is out there coming out on the track. Brian Miskell, he's coming out. John Sanu in the 86. John T. Wimbish out there in the tie car looking to clean up his act. I kill myself. Austin Wagner in the 22. Dakota Floyd out there in the 24 Cracker Barrel. Gonna make me hungry. Burt Wilson with a new paint scheme on tonight. Look at that. How beautiful is that? Monster Assault. Anyway, he's out there in the 70 machine doing his qualifying run. Justin Ritchie in the 55 putting down the fastest lap as of right now. Well, okay. No, I take that back. Because Dakota Floyd just came in with a 31:13. I wonder if this will show anything. Hey, look at that. Hey, look at that. There's their qualifying up there in the left-hand corner. I'm such a genius. I am such a genius. Justin Ritchie in with the fastest lap so far at 30.72 at 190 miles an hour. My goodness. Added a new feature in and figured out finally how to use it. Okay, where's the camera? Oh. There we go. Hannah, how's our audio? I had a couple of people message us and say the cars were loud last night and couldn't hear me and yada, yada, yada. Why in the hell? I don't know. I have no idea why you'd rather hear the cars over me. But, hey, I think we got it fixed. Tommy Haynes posting up a 30.72 at 191 miles an hour. And Nick Hunt, right there in the 8 car, he just posted a 30.70, also at 191 miles an hour. And that is going to be our qualifying for tonight. Yep. So it looks like the 8, that John Deere car of Nick Hunt, is going to be our pole sitter tonight. Tommy Haynes going to be coming in second. Justin Ritchie will be starting in the next row along with Vern Bradley. Next row will be Austin Wagner and LZ Daly. 7th and 8th will be Chuck Sweeney and Roy Hyde. Chuck Sweeney qualifying tonight. 9 and 10th will be John Sanu, Brian Miskell. 11th and 12th will be Michael McCauley, Dakota Floyd. 13th and 14th will be Burt Wilson and Glenn Jameson. And then we'll have John Wimbish and Steve Seegers, Rick Fergone, Richard Holland, Sean Hopkins, Travis Smith, Brad Patterson, Craig Sykes, Ivan Jones, TJ Lee, and then Brad Patterson. And that's how it's going to shape up for qualifying. Brazy's not with us again tonight. I don't know. I didn't know you could take more than 2 nights off in a row, but shame on him. But we made it through last night, so we are make it through it again tonight. I'm wondering, though, do I get paid twice then? Here we go as we see those trucks starting to get in the line up there behind the pace truck. Nick Hunt and Tommy Haynes on that first row right there. The John Deere drinking Crown Royal. Imagine that. A deer drunk on whiskey. Waiting on Mike McCulley. And here they come. Make sure you cheer for your favorite driver. Make sure you hit that like button, subscribe, and do all that other fancy shizzit. And we'll be right back.
KDMS would like to take a moment to observe Pride Month. American Pride.
What, you thought I was going to say something else?
Stay proud, stay loud, stay tuned. KDMS 121.4, your source for all things rock.
My afternoon show rocks.
There we go, there we go. And we're starting to go, ready to go green. Pace cars in, pace trucks in. Green, green, green. Here we go. The Yellow Brick Road 300 is officially underway. Nick Hunt getting a pretty good lead. Justin Ritchie going ahead and following up in behind. Austin Wagner down on the inside. Chuck Sweeney following in behind him. Austin Wagner diving up in front of Nick Hunt. He is going to take over. Chuck Sweeney going up to the upside. Tommy Haynes, Justin Ritchie, and LZ Daly rounding off your top five. Do we have an over and under for caution flags tonight? I'm going to go two. Two cautions. Tell you what, chat, you go ahead and put down what lap you think there will be a caution on, and if you are correct, you'll get a sponsored Rig Radio t-shirt. Just put the lap that you think will be our first caution. '55 of Justin Ritchie coming up and dropping down into third, followed in by Tommy Haynes, LZ Daly. Got a shuffle going around. Justin going down on the inside. Nick staying happy up there. Number 34. Are you talking about TJ? Are you talking about our buddy TJ? There he is right there. TJ Lee in the 34. And back there with his teammates. Ivan Jones. Craig Sykes right in the front. There they are. Oh, and they bobbled. Let's take a look here at the 4 spot. It's heating up here in front. Vern Bradley dropping into the 4 spot. Roy Hyde up into 3rd. Justin Ritchie is now our race leader as he is able to get around Austin Wagner. Roy Hyde, and here comes Roy Hyde and Vern Bradley. Nick Hunt going to drop down to that low side. Austin is going to be able to close that door real quick. Roy Hyde taking a look to the inside, and he's going to drive down, and he's going to drive it through and try to take over that first spot. Vern Bradley dropping in behind Roy Hyde there and leaving Justin Ritchie onto Hyde drive. But look out, here comes Austin, Billy, Bobby, Ricky, Bobby, Joneson, whistling Dixie Austin, or Wagner. Already tonight, you can see they're going ahead and trying out different patterns. Last night, the high side for the Xfinity car seemed to be a lot smoother for him. Austin getting up into that high side again with Nick Hunt and just losing all the way back to fourth. Inside lane, running a little faster. How are you doing tonight, Sarah? Man, nobody wants a damn t-shirt. Well, shiz it. Getting a really big battle back here. Look at them. They're all clustered up on Nick Hunt, Tommy Haynes, Elsie Daly, Glenn Jameson. Chuck Sweeney down 2 spots, and he is currently running a 9th with a 33 right in behind him. I've got 44 in here, but truck says 33. So Brian Miskell. Right behind him is the 86 of John Sanu. Let's get our first crank it up. All righty, back to the racing action. Roy Hyde able to go ahead and take over the lead. Vern Bradley's down on the bottom. Austin Wagner in behind him. And Justin Ritchie up behind Roy. Oh. 55, Justin Ritchie getting out of getting out of whack and dropping all the way to the back of the field. It must have hit that outside wall just a tad bit too hard. He's going to drop down to 22nd spot so far. Back up here to the front, Austin Wagner looking to track Roy Hyde down. Austin currently in second. Roy Hyde able to get a little bit of separation between him and third spot, but battling Austin up here for that first. 0.03 seconds. Roy on the high, Austin on the low. Meanwhile, we got a 3 wide, had a 3 wide. Nick Hunt back here dropping down to 10th spot. That's your pole sitter right there. And he looks like he's going to lose another position over there to Burt Wilson in the 70 machine, that monster car. Glenn Jameson in the 63. There he is, currently up 8 spots to 6th spot, or to 6th position. Followed in by Chuck Sweeney. And the 44 of Brian Miskell, 33, 44, 33, Omaha. Meanwhile, back up at the front, Roy Hyde able to get some distance. About a quarter of a second over Austin Wagner. 3/4 over Vern Bradley. Austin just not able to get the speed he's looking for on that low side. And he's going to fall back in behind. Meanwhile, Vern Bradley and LZ Daly back here in 3rd and 4th. And Tommy Haynes rounding off your top 5. We gave you the top 5 there with Tommy Haynes. Let's go ahead to position 6. That's John Sanu. And then we got Glenn Jameson, Brian Miskell, Chuck Sweeney, and Travis Smith in the 97. And that'll round off your top 10. Richard Holland moving up to 12th, up 6 spots. Then you got John Wimbish, Nick Hunt, Dakota Floyd, Michael McCulley, and Ivan Jones. Rick Fergone, Greg Sykes. Rick Fergone winning last night. in your Xfinity series. Currently running 18th spot in that number 10 truck. Austin Wagner actually able to get around Roy Hyde that last time. We just barely missed it as Austin Wagner becomes your new race leader. Looks like LZ Daly's taking a look to the inside there on Vern. And he's going to come up and he's going to take that over. Vern not too happy with it. He's going to drop back down. Ooh, bazooka flavored Crown Royal. Kind of liking that idea. LZ Daly driving up to that. John Snow going to drive down and take over that position. A little closer than I'm sure LZ Daly was hoping. Professional drivers here, guys. Fantastic. Still no caution. We are on lap 34. And nobody has made a guess. Brian Miskell and Vern Bradley looking to the inside. Vern Bradley dropping down 3 spots into 7. Not seeing any outside damage, so I can't say or I can't confirm nor deny that he may have touched that outside wall. Meanwhile, back up in front, Johnson New currently running 3rd. And Tommy Haynes in 4th. Trailing behind Roy Hyde in 2nd, and Austin Wagner leading this race. And Austin Wagner has been able to increase his lead to over 1 second. Austin Wagner go ahead and leading this race. Roy Hyde second, John Sanu in third, Tommy Haynes fourth, Brian Misko moving up to the fifth spot, Vern Bradley moving back up to sixth, and then you got Chuck Sweetie, Elsie Daly. And look at this, the 97 of Travis Smith down on the inside. He's currently running ninth, and Burt Wilson is your top 10. And we'll be right back. And there we go. Look at that. Oh, my goodness. Burt Wilson moving himself up. Look at all of the fighting and racing we have here in the background. Dakota Floyd, John Wimbish, Elsie Daly, Nick Hunt. Justin Ritchie coming off pit road. Roy Hyde. It looks like Roy Hyde coming down under green pits. Let's go ahead and pull up that pit box. There it is. Austin Wagner, he's going to head down pit road. Along with Craig Sykes, Glenn Jameson, Steven Seegers, TJ Lee, and Brian Misko. As we start our green flag pits, your leader, John Sanu. Sounds like John Sanu. There he is. John Sanu, Tommy Haynes, both going to drop down into pit area. Vern Bradley coming down. Chuck Sweetie coming down. Oh, man, look at this. We got Nick Hunt, Elsie Daly, Michael McCulley, all coming down pit road. As you can see there, the Michael McCulley, the 81 of Michael McCulley, suffering a little bit of outside damage there. You can barely read the 8. And that's going to put a new leader right there, the 97 of Travis Smith, as he drives down into pit road. And here comes Dakota Floyd. Burt Wilson, Rick Fergone, all of them coming down pits. So that means we are going to cycle right around back into this man right here, Austin Wagner. Roy Hyde still in second. Brian Miskell moving his way up to third. Johnson New currently going to be fourth. Austin Wagner now not really didn't gain too much, about a half a second over Roy Hyde. But huge. Look at the gap there between Roy Hyde and Brian Miskell. Over 4.5 seconds. Johnson who's sitting about 2.25 seconds in behind Brian Miskell. And then Tommy Haynes going to be another 1.5 or 1.25 seconds behind them. Green flag going ahead and spreading this track out. Go ahead and pull up the track map so you can see where your favorite driver is. There's Travis Smith there in the 97. Currently trying to move his way into he's in the top 10. He's currently sitting at 10th position. Meanwhile, up in front, Roy able to cut that lead down to just 1/4 second. $55 laps down. And those guys right there keep increasing their lead. Over 4.5 seconds over that man right there who's sitting currently in third, Brian Miskell. Let's go back and take a look at 4th and 5th. Tommy Haynes and Vern Bradley. Now there's where the first actual battle is. And this is for 4th position. three-way battle there between Tommy Haynes, Vern Bradley, and John Sanu. 51 there, Paul Patterson. Going to probably stay to the high side, let the leaders go by. And there they go. Meanwhile, one of the RGC boys there, Craig Sykes, been able to move up 14 spots to the top, into the top 10, coming in at 8th spot right now. Dakota Floyd in the Radian behind him in that Cracker Barrel 24 truck. Can I put the the track graphic? Sure can. Somebody we haven't mentioned much tonight, up 7 spots, currently in the 11th position. Right there, the 31 of Richard Holland. Well, we've gone from the front. Let's go to the back. TJ Lee, the 34 machine right there, leading the charge. And yeah. And in front of him is going to be his teammate Ivan Jones in that 53 machine. Front of him is going to be Brad Patterson in the 42. Sean Hopkins in the 33. Michael McCulley in the 81, right on the outside or inside of Justin Ritchie in that 55 machine. Front of them is going to be Glenn Jameson in the 17th position in that 63 machine. Rick Fergon, the winner of last night's race. He's currently running 16th. Right in behind Craig Sykes in the 26, that yellow version. Our pole sitter tonight right there in the 8 car, the John Deere, Nick Hunt, currently running 15th. And LZ Daly just in front of them with John Wimbish in that Tide car, and Burt Wilson and that number 70 Monster. Meanwhile, up in front, Roy Hyde still trying to catch up and trying to gain on Austin, who still maintains a quarter of a second lead over second place. Brian Miska, however, has been able to cut off almost 2 seconds, or at least 1 second. So he is sitting there slowly gaining ground. So let's round out and go ahead through our top 5, our top 10. Austin Wagner is leading your race. Roy Hyde right in behind him in that 00. Brian Miskell trailing back about 2 3/4 seconds right there in the 33. Tommy Haynes in the 17. Vern Bradley moving up to 5th spot in that 14 Mizuka car. John Sanu just on the outside of him in that 86. Chuck Sweetie in 7th. And then we got Dakota Floyd in 8th. Richard Holland in 9th. And Travis Smith in the 97. And that is your top 10 tonight at the Yellow Brick Road 300 here at Kansas Speedway. $69 laps down out of 130. Everybody seemed to kind of, this crew right here still staying nice and tight right there. Burt Wilson, John Wimbish, Elsie Daly, Rick Fergone, and Greg Sykes. Everybody else kind of spread out. See if we can go ahead and take a look at our leaders through our blimp. Do we have a blimp tonight? I don't know. I don't know. Okay. I guess we don't have a blimp tonight. Oh, there we go. There it is. Chuck Sweeney on the outside of Vern Bradley right there. Dakota Floyd coming up in behind. A little bit of bad news there from Michael McCulley in the 81 machine as he goes back down to pit road. And he's going to fall even more laps behind. That's not what you want to do. Brian Miskell getting up into that outside wall. And that's going to take a lot of time. And it's going to allow Tommy Haynes there to increase or decrease that gap. Meanwhile, Austin Wagner going out there and setting it down, man. Got over a 1 second over Roy Hyde right now. And he is your current race leader. "77 laps down out of 130. Meanwhile, over here in the 56, John Wimbish currently running 12. Just outside of Rick Fagone. Richard Holland, the 31 truck, moving his way up slowly but surely, currently running 7th with Dakota Floyd right there in front of him in 6th. Chuck Sweeney able to drive in and catch up there with Tommy Haynes, the 17. Looks like Dakota's going to try to make an inside run. Tommy Haynes able to hold him off this time around. Let's go ahead and get inside the car and let's take a ride with Roy Hyde. Roy doing everything he can to race the track and not the race. Trying to hit all them points and trying to gather up. Meanwhile, Austin Wagner got over almost a 2-second gap in between him and Roy. Looks like this is where the action is. We got Tommy Haynes, Chuck Sweeney, and Travis Smith all fighting Brian Miskell there for that 3rd spot. Travis Smith, the only one on the downside there. as of right now. Riding right side by side by Dakota. Going to try and stay on that inside lane. And he's going to shoot up past Chuck. Travis Smith making a move. Currently moving his truck up to fourth spot. Now he's looking at Tommy Haynes. And we are on the start of our second round of green flag pit stops as Austin Wagner, our leader, currently drives down in there, and there he comes down on pit road. Brian Miskell, Dakota Floyd are going to drop down, Glenn Jameson and Craig Sykes. Right side is going on. There goes our left. Austin Wagner on his way back out. Travis Smith making his way up towards the front there, trying to get around. But I don't know if it's for naught or what. They're going to have to pit pretty soon. Travis Smith actually able to run that inside lane pretty dang good. You got a lap car, you got a lap car to the 34 coming out of pit road. Chuck Sweeney diving down to the inside. He's going to get around Tommy Haynes. .34 doing everything in his power to get as close as he can to get that lap back. Leader Travis Smith's going to get out of his way. Travis Smith, our current leader, Chuck Sweeney, Vern Bradley, Burt Wilson, and Rick Fergone are going up, and here comes Chuck and Travis. Coming on, making their way down on pit road. Vern Bradley going to do it. LZ Daly dropping down. Richard Holland going to be dropping down. Or actually, Richard Holland going to be leaving pit road. Putting Burt Wilson out there in front. As soon as they drop down in, look at this. We've got Austin Wagner and Roy Hyde. Austin with a huge gap over Roy Hyde, over 5.5 seconds. And here comes Burt. Bert's going down pit road right now. And there we go. We cycle through green flag pit stops. 95 laps down. 35 laps to go. And might I say that we've been caution free. Austin Wagner going to put TJ Lee down a lap. Michael McCulley going to pack his truck away. Unfortunate. Going to be leaving out on lap 70. Lap 70. 2 cars out, Michael McCulley and Steven Seegers. Racing God's not looking very favorable on them tonight. Well, here's where we sit right there. Talking about favorable. Austin Wagner, 5 3/4 gap over second place Roy Hyde. Meanwhile, Brian Miskell is third. Dakota Floyd taking over fourth tonight in the 24 machine. And then we got to go all the way back another 3.5 seconds to that man right there, Travis Smith, who's currently running in your top 5. Vern Bradley right here in the 14, running along with Richard Holland in 13th. And Vern Bradley's going to move his way up to 12th with that pass. Richard Holland looking to the inside of Wimbish. And behind them is going to be the 70 of Burt Wilson. Back up here to looking at just to get into the top 5. Chuck Sweeney right there, currently running 6th. As a gap between him and Travis Smith, the 97. Right there. Roy Roy Hyde cutting into that lead a little bit. Austin Wagner enjoying only about a 4.5 second lead over Roy Hyde. Up towards the front there for second spot. Or in second spot. Stay tuned and see if we can continue to go caution free as the frustrations and exhaustion kicks into these drivers. We got 26 laps to go. Been a rough night for that driver, too. The 14 down 9 spots to the 13th position. Vern Bradley, as Burt Wilson goes around him. We were just taking a look at Richard Holland and Ricky Fergone. Go down here to the 55 of Justin Ritchie, currently running 19th. Not really sure what happened to this driver here. Up in front there for most of the night. Now currently running 20th. LZ Daly. Behind him, TJ Lee. And there is your leader, Austin Wagner. And a perfect race for that man right there. Perfect pit stops. Perfect timing. Each and every time that he went into pits, he came back out and increased his gap by about 1.5 seconds to where we are right now. 4.5, almost 5 seconds over second place. Good evening, nation. What's going on, buddy? How are you doing? Living the dream. Living the dream. We have 16 laps to go here at Kansas Speedway. As you're coming to a close here at the Yellow Brick Road, or the Yellow Brick Road 300. I'm assuming when you say y'all, you mean everybody in chat, because the booth's empty. Brazy's lazy ass took another vacation day. What the hell's up with that? Yeah, he's getting to be just as bad as you. I think he's taking lessons from you. Keeping an eye on John Sanu there in the 86. These four guys right here have been battling pretty much all night long. Burt Wilson and his teammate. Glenn Jameson right in behind. Richard Holland and John Sanu. Right, Scotty? I know. No, Nation, you are 100% correct. They need to stop reading that fucking handbook, and you need to stop producing it. I told you not to write that damn thing. Eleven laps to go. Austin Wagner able to maintain his 4.62 lead over Roy Hyde. Brian Miskell able to cut it down, though. He's only a half a second behind. Might have an interesting race for second place here coming up with 10 laps to go now. I'm not really sure unless something, I don't know. Austin runs out of gas. I don't really see anybody catching him. I know, that's what made it a bestseller. Nobody could believe it. How's a guy write a book who can't spell handbook? But just so there you know, Nation, you just spelt it correctly.
How many Americans?
You're gone. Fired. Out of here. Ain't nothing I can do for you.
Keeping an eye on here, seeing if Brian Miskell could get up there to Roy. take this moment in time just to make sure that, hey, if you've been watching tonight, go ahead, hit that like button, beat it like it owes you money. Subscribe and then get notified. Click that bell, and it'll let you know when we start up next week. And it works too. Oh, look, nation. Look who wants to ride shotgun in the back seat there. What's up, Brazy? How you doing tonight? A lot better, I'm assuming, considering you're not here doing your job. But hey, I'm not bitter. He must have skipped that. He must have skipped that page in the book there that said he has to start the show off by just coming in and saying "what the hell" or "what the fuck." Yeah, but that doesn't mean I can't give you shit about it. Doesn't matter if you tell me. It's always nicer to just give you shit about it. Anyway, we got 5 laps to go here at Kansas Speedway. Austin Wagner has increased his lead to over. I think Roy has decided that he knows he's not going to catch up. So he's going to concentrate on that second place spot because Brian is getting a little bit bigger and bigger and bigger in that rear view. Brian been able to cut that down to just under a half a second now. And if he's going to do something, this would be the time to do it. 4 laps to go. Boy, crazy, are you going to get shit next week? Just prepare. Just know. This is my week of telling you what's going to happen next week, like you told me last week what you were going to do this week. See how that works? 51 of Paul Patterson there, going to stay out of the way of the leaders, and we are 2 laps to go. And there he goes. Austin Wagner getting the white flag. Does he have enough fuel to get around? And there it is, your winner tonight at the Yellow Brick Road 300 here at Kansas, Austin Wagner. Roy Hyde's going to come in second. Travis Smith is going to take over third. Not sure how that happened, but Travis Smith coming in there and taking third. Brian Miskell fourth. Chuck Sweeney is going to finish fifth. Dakota Floyd, Tommy Haynes, Nick Hunt, Richard Holland, Burt Wilson going to round off your top 10. Stand by as we get ready for interviews. Oh, there we go, there we go, there we go. How about you, Austin? You got a copy? DMS up here in the booth.
Hey, man, what's up?
Well, there you go, back in winner's circle. How's it feel?
Yeah, feels good, especially after last night, ending my night and Vern's night. Feel really bad about that. I thought I had a chance last night. Wanted to come into this race, be a little cleaner, and it all worked out. Shout out to all the other drivers for keeping it clean. We had another ear caution-free race. That's always good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So did you have any thoughts going into pit? Because we noticed that on that first round of green pit, you came out and you had a little bit over a 2.5 to 3 second lead, and then on that last pit, you came out with a whopping over 5.5 second lead over second place.
Yeah, obviously I'm not the best at fuel strategy or pit strategy, so I was kind of just copying whatever Roy or whoever was in second was doing. And that first pit stop, I was confused because I thought I came in there pretty good and got out pretty quick and clean. And yeah, he was a lot closer than I expected. I didn't know if he got 2 tires or something, but I don't think he did. And then that second stop, I just wanted to make sure that I got in a little bit later and just tried to, I don't know, I didn't want to waste any speed. So tried to come in a little bit hotter, and it worked out really good. I think Roy came out a little bit further behind than he did the previous pit stop, but I think he also got into some trouble trying to get around some lap cars, and that cut a few seconds off of him. And a few seconds at this track is pretty huge because there's really nowhere to gain that speed because you're pretty much wide open the whole time. And yeah, it just worked out good for us.
There you go. Well, you finally finished over a 6.17 seconds over second place. Great job tonight.
Yeah, thanks, man.
Anybody you'd like to thank for tonight's win?
Thank you for putting on the broadcasts every week. Pretty awesome. Love watching them. And just thanks to the whole league, all the drivers keeping it clean. Playoffs are going to be fun.
And there we go. Ladies and gentlemen, your winner of the Yellow Brick Road 300 here at Kansas, Austin Wagner. Great job, brother.
Yep, thanks. See you next week.
All right, we're going to move on and get to Roy Hyde. He's going to be down here with the little 3 dots that always confuses me of where he's at. Tries to hide. How about you, Roy? You got a copy?
Yes, sir. How are you guys doing?
Oh, there is no you guys. I'm the only one here tonight.
Oh, again, solo.
Yeah. So just remember that between me and you, when you go to thank at the end, don't thank Brazy because he's not here.
Gotcha.
Anyway, Roy, how you doing, man? Coming in second again, or second tonight?
Yes, sir. 2 interviews in 2 days feels pretty good. Yeah, it was a good race.
Yeah, you did very well with here at Kansas this week.
Oh yeah, and I like this. And this race it's just one of I enjoy racing this track, and it's just all about lines and tire management, just keeping your momentum up because you can run flat out for a pretty long time, and it doesn't really hurt the tires that much. And even on whenever you get low percentages on your tires, they even still seem to be able to turn it and just use the gas pedal to move it around, which really I enjoy that type of racing.
There you go. Well, what about pit strategy? Something just not working out? I mean, Austin had quite a lead coming in off that second set of pits.
Oh yeah, he pulled me. I honestly let him by because I was like, I knew he was faster than I was, and I didn't want to make a mistake and me catch the wall or he catch me accidentally and cause something. So I let him by early, and he checked out by then. He must have saved his stuff or something a little bit better than I did, and he took off. And then that second one, right after I came out of the pit, shortly after I came out of the pits, me and somebody else had a slight contact because I guess the closing rate was a little bit faster than what the other driver was expecting, and we had made a little bit of contact, and that kind of gave me a hurt a little bit, but I was able to maintain, at least hold on to second place.
Well, there you go. Second place tonight here at the Yellow Brick Road. Anybody you'd like to thank tonight?
Always got to shout out Isaac and Abe. I know you guys watch even the next day, so thanks you guys for watching. I appreciate it. Dad, Mom, you guys, thanks, and then the wife letting me do all this stuff during the week and put the time in it takes, and then you by yourself running solo, putting on one hell of a show. Good job, man.
Hey, there you go. I'll get you that $20 in PayPal later.
I'll expect it.
Congratulations, second place, Roy Hyde.
All right. Appreciate it, sir. Have a good one.
All right. So now we're going to go on to third here. And it's going to be surprisingly, actually, because we were concentrating on up there at first. But let's see if we can't find out where he's at. Going to be interested to figure it out right here. How about you, Travis? You got a copy?
Yes, sir. Go ahead.
Well, take us through those last couple of laps. Holy crap. Next thing you know, I seen, you come flying across there, and take us through it.
Yeah, that was pretty fun. I saw, I think it was Chuck. He was catching me pretty quick, and I said, "Well, let me jump up there and try that." And the first lap was sketchy; it was not good. But after I ran a couple laps up there, I was like, "Oh, okay, it's fast up here." And I drove away from him and caught the group in front of me.
Dived down and stole Brian Miskell's third place.
Yeah, I wouldn't race everybody like that, but me and him's been doing this a long time, good friends, and I put a really good slide job on him off of two over there, and he lifted for me, and had it not been the last lap, I wouldn't have done it, and I wouldn't have done it to anybody else. That's just not how I race, but that was a lot of fun, and catching him and getting by him there, it was a pretty good race.
Well, you know what, Travis, in all honesty, sometimes that's what it's about, right? It's about having fun.
Right.
Anybody you'd like to thank for your third place finish tonight?
Yeah, I want to thank these guys for letting us come and race. This is a really good league. We've only been here a season, dude, and we've run so many races caution free, and you don't get that just anywhere. So hats off to everybody in this league. Austin Wagner dominated tonight and put it on us pretty good. I knew he was going to be fast. I've raced with him a couple times. Anytime the groove was up next to the wall, that dude was fast. So I'll thank Dirty Air Racing and you guys for what an awesome broadcast. Fun to go listen to. I can't wait to watch this one, especially the last 10 laps.
All right. Well, there you go, ladies and gentlemen. Your third place finisher tonight. Gorgeous truck, by the way. 97 Travis Smith. And, well, there you go. There's our interviews. We did, somebody forgot to mention, driver of the day. So I done forgot again tonight. Godly, geez. See what happens when Brazy's not here? I know. Well, we want to thank each and every one of you, and on behalf of WFO Racing Network, I have been your host, Deadman Strolin. And, God bless. Thanks for joining us. Make sure, like I said, make sure you guys punch that like button. It really does help. God bless. I said that already. God bless, and without you, there's no us. We'll see you next week. We out of here.